The International Climate Summit this weekend that Prime Minister Johnson's leading, you seemingly confirmed to Question Time yesterday Australia hasn't been granted a slot. China has, I think Kazakhstan has. What does it say about the summit, and what does it say about Australia's climate credentials if we're not speaking but they are?
Well, there are many countries that are not speaking. I mean, New Zealand's not speaking either. Australia's policies when it comes to reducing emissions are set here in Australia, in Australia's national interests, and our responsibility is to set that in a way that is consistent with the demands and needs and views of the Australian people and the science that supports that. And we have got a great track record. And I'll be sharing that track record again with Pacific Island leaders this evening. And that record is one which has seen our emissions fall by 16.6% since 2005. Australia is getting on with the job of reducing our emissions. We've worked hard to do that. Our overachievement of the Kyoto targets, some more than 430 million tonnes, I think, of overachievement. They've been hard earned, by the way. Those credits that have been earned, they've been earned by farmers investing in changes in their farming practices. And they've invested to achieve those earned credits. And what that means is that Australia is well on track to hit our 2030 targets, and our reliance on those issues, I'll have more to say about that in the not too distant future. But the credits have been hard earned and hard won, and they're important, and I thank particularly our agricultural community, households for putting solar on their roofs, and so many others that has seen Australia perform so well. I wish them well for the summit. I'm sure it'll be very nice, and I think it'll be a successful summit from that perspective, but Australia will just continue to get on with the job. So that's what we do. I mean,
Prime Minister, that they seem to want you there, and then they had this diplomatic pushback to stop you attending?
Look, I don't think there was as much theatre in that as he suggests, David, at all. We have many issues we'll continue to work on. I mean, at the moment with the UK and the EU, we're very focused on the free trade agreements with both of those countries, and I've had many discussions with both the EU and the UK, and particularly Prime Minister Johnson, on those issues. What matters here is what you get done, not what you talk about. Australia's getting it done, and I'm very proud of what Australians are achieving. And I'm very thankful for the support that we've had both from households around the country as well as industry and farmers. They have all worked so hard to achieve what have been very, very good achievements on emissions reduction. Our technology plan going into the future is about continuing to achieve. See, I really think we've got to the point now where it's not about the if, and it's not even about the when. It's about the how. What matters now is how we achieve emissions reduction. I said at the G20 recently, what matters is if you can produce hydrogen at $2 a kilo Australian. If you can do that, then all of these targets take care of themselves. And so we're focused on the how and how you get it done. And I'm particularly encouraged by the enthusiasm of whether it's in Japan or in the United Kingdom or Germany or other places. They want to work with Australia on our energy plan. They want to work with us on our energy technology plan. Prime Minister Johnson and I agreed that we needed to go forward with a technology agreement on energy, just like we are doing with Japan. And so we'll just keep getting it done. And I wish them well for their event over the course of the weekend. But I must admit, I'm particularly interested to be joining with our Pacific Island family tonight, and to address not only how we're meeting our commitments, but also how we're supporting them when it comes to climate resilience and adaptation. This is the other, as I set out at the start of this year, that some of you will recall. In addressing climate change, reducing emissions is incredibly important, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. But the reality is we have to address climate resilience and adaptation. And Australia is making significant investments in our own country on that front, and we're also making very significant investments in our region as well. And so we're moving on all of these fronts. But right now, the front I have to move on is the National Cabinet, and join them for our last meeting of this year. And we'll be joining you a little later as the members of that National Cabinet for a press conference on those issues. And I'll catch you then. Thanks very much.